How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly. I'm Will, and today we're getting it previewed with a little bit of unboxing. We're unboxing the newest stuff from Primal The Awakening. I've not played it, but let's buy more stuff and unbox it, I always say. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and flip over the camera. I do not have the zoom on today, mainly because these playmats are a little bit big, so of course I want to make sure I can show off the playmats properly. We'll also do the Nightmare, the Heart of the Wild, and then I'm going to show you guys how I get everything into, well, it was one box, but now it's going to be 3 boxes because of the 2 card organizers. That said, let's go ahead and get into the first one. Before we look at the new mats, though, I do have the original mat here. So here's the original mat. I did buy it after I didn't, so I'm recycling the old board because now I have a whole bunch of player mats to use for thematic reasons or for the new modes. So this is the original mat here, and then the original boss mat here. So that is our starting point. So first one we have here is the Nismaraga and Sunset Plains maps. We're going to open that here. Those are all going to go into the recycling bin because, like I said, I'll show you how I do this. We'll go over how these new boards, new maps, new biomes, they're calling them biomes, so how the new biomes work. So this one here is the Sunset Plains. Beautiful artwork on it, nice details on the bottom. You get, like, you know, somebody out in the desert and some fire and some just nasty stuff going on. And then you have these icons here, which of course will probably have some kind of gameplay impact. And then this is the other side. So this is Nismaraga. Again, beautiful art, nice perspective the way they do this. And then you see some icons over here as well. So that said, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. So we'll zoom in down here and go through the book. So first thing here is expansion overview. Of course, gives you your components. These can be used in campaign mode by replacing the standard board, or you can also use it in expedition mode, and there's special rules for doing that as well. You also have the ability to create your own scenario, but there are restrictions that they have if you play with certain of the different monsters. So, for example, with Hardar, it says use at least 1 behemoth. Rikal says use at least 1 swamp. All right, so the first thing we got here are the biome rules for Nismaraga. The jungle is a hostile and chaotic environment, forcing hunters to constantly adapt their intentions and move swiftly. Next to each round on the combat track, you will find 2 icons representing the action card types. Each time during the game round marker advances, all players must recycle a card from their hand matching the colors shown in the current round. If a player cannot recycle a card color, they suffer damage equal to the monster's aggression level. Note, if 2 color icons, for example the blue and the green, each player must recycle 1 card of each color. If they cannot recycle both, they suffer damage. So most of these are going to be bad. I don't believe there's that many that have pluses. And then the Sunset Plains here, binding sandstorms sweep across the battlefield, leaving hunters unable to rely on their skills. On rounds 2, 5, and 8, so those special defined spots on the board, all action cards played during that round are considered blank. So when an action card is blank, it is treated as if it has no ability text. However, the effect of the color still applies. So the Sunset Plains is called the Horn biome, and then the Nismaraga is the Feather biome board. And then we have our special biome setup. So in expedition mode, each one will be set up differently based on who you're going against. So you have Tormat, and Daigo is in the Horn, and then you have Paziz and Nagarajas and Zitharos in the other. So that is our first board. Put that there, put the rule books there. All right, so the next one we have, whoop, go back up, is the Endless Swamp and Nightmare. That does not sound too good for us. I mean, the Nightmare. So there we go. So this is the Endless Swamp. You can definitely tell that one right off the get-go. Endless Swamp. Again, beautiful art. Got a nice little skeleton of some kind of dead monster in the swamp. No indicators here. Oh, didn't even notice that. There's a statue over here. And then this one's even better. This one has those hidden faces, you know, the spookiness, the nightmare. And then right here you have a track marked 1, 2, and 3. All right. So Same deal, same deal. So same deal here. We do have some additional tokens, some for toxic fumes. Again, basics, special setups for your own scenarios. So the first one is Nightmare. In restless sleep, hunters dream of striking the beast over and over, yet their blades have no mark. To overcome the nightmare, they must awaken a force buried deep within. In this biome, each player's base weapon damage is considered equal to their weapon level, rounded down if needed. At the start of round 4, each player gains a transformation token and places it near their hunter board with the human side face up. From that point on, the following rules apply. To restore your base weapon to its printed value, you must transform when you play 3 consecutive offensive cards in your sequence. Flip your transformation token to monster side. Your base weapon damage is now restored to its printed value for the rest of the fight. However, a player who has flipped their transformation side can no longer perform or receive assists. And this just is the Nightmare biome board. It doesn't have any special naming attached with it. Endless Swamp. The fumes of the rising swamp are as deadly as the monster's venom. The biome uses a bag of 16 toxic fume tokens. During the setup, pull the tokens from the bag, 1 token per player, and place it in the sector on the board indicated as seen below. So you can see the front's got the fume, and the back will tell you where on the biome board to place it. Throughout the game, at the start of each round, draw 1 token from the bag and place it in the indicated sector. Tokens remain on the board until a player is instructed to pick them up. The following applies. At the end of your turn, if you're in a sector containing 1 or more toxic fume tokens, pick 1 of them up and place it on your board. A player who accumulates 3 toxic fume tokens, i.e. upon receiving the 3rd, is eliminated from the game. So that is deadly toxic fumes. And then same thing, so you have Varaxin and Digorak on the Nightmare, and then you have Haidar and Raikou on the Swamps. So there we go. So, and like I will probably play them for thematic purposes on the stream. Like if I'm playing one that can fit with that particular biome, I'll probably do that. I don't think I'll use the special rules because I've not played. So you guys let me know down in the comments how I should first play. Should I just play like a one-shot scenario, or should I just go straight into the campaign when I bring it to the channel? I got to paint minis, so campaign is not ideal unless, well, I guess I split up when I paint them. The next one we've got is Goldarks and Thunder Mountain. Goldarks and Thunder Mountain. So I'm guessing this is Thunder Mountain because it kind of looks very thunderous, as it would be. So imagine something's going to happen at 2, 5, 8, 9, and 10. But again, great art. Kind of looks like a Thunderbird in there. And then this is the Goldarks. Or maybe this is Thunder Mountain. I guess we'll find out when we get in. I think this is Goldarks, though, because that other one really seems more like Thunder. Or maybe not, because this kind of has these Thunder symbols here. So let's see. Let's find out which one's which. So same as before, your special setup, create a scenario. Biome rules. Okay, so the other side was the Goldark. So that one was the Goldark. So here we go. So rules, Goldarks. The voice of the awakened echoes through the mountain valleys, empowering both the monster and the hunters. During rounds 2, 5, 8, 9, and 10, whenever a player or monster suffers damage, that damage is now doubled. When you inflict a wound to the monster during these rounds, remove any excess damage. And this is the metal biome board. Oh, I forgot the other one was the poison. The swamp is the poison, of course. And then the Thunder Mountain. The storm rages on, sparks flying across the battlefield. During the movement phase, a player suffers damage equal to the monster's aggression level, minimum of 1, unless they move by paying the stamina cost of their movement with a dodge card, a green action. While the round marker is on 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, or 10, as shown on the round track, the damage suffered from this effect is doubled. And this is, of course, the Thunder biome, which, again, makes sense. For the Goldar, you have Hurum and Taruga. And for the Thunder, you got Jekaros and Ozu. There's special rules on these guys. I did not notice if any of the other ones had special rules. So Arkham tokens. This scenario uses the Archeum tokens. Keep these tokens near the board. Use them when instructed. And then it's got take Harum's special attrition card and place them near the board. So there are special rules as well when you do these in expedition mode. Yeah, same thing. Special rules for that. Special rules for that. Do the other ones have a special and a bag? Oh, and then yeah, of course they've got to be in here. Zekath and Zekalith. Now that's one I don't know because I don't know how I want to paint him. I don't know if I want to do. I don't know if I want to attempt a transition of colors going from the purple to the blue. My OCD requires the things to match. And now that I realize there were specials, were they the first ones that had that? Nope. Okay, so a lot of them do. I completely overlooked that when I was reading the names. Just completely overlooked. So there are special rules for the expedition modes. All right. This is Woitar in the Frozen Waste. I bet you the blue one is the Frozen Wastes. I almost guarantee you the blue one is the Frozen Waste. All right. More gel packs. So this is Woltier. I don't know. This is the problem with made-up languages. I don't know how to pronounce them because now I don't know how to say them. If I'm supposed to say them in English, Spanish, or some other dialect that I don't even probably speak. Although I barely speak Spanish and can't speak English to save my life. So this is the Woltier. I don't see any special on that track. This one I do. So the Frozen Wastes does have one. It looks like every so many rounds. And it looks like just wind currents coming in to attack you on this one. All right. All right, so here is our biome rules. Same deal as the first and the second and the third. Okay, so Woltier. As the fight progresses, rising temperatures put increasing fatigue on the hunters. At the start of each round, each player discards the top X cards of the deck, where X equals the current round number. E.g., round 1, they discard 1 card from the top of the deck. Round 2, they discard 2, and so on. Lava crossing. When players, during their movement, cross the lava rivers. Okay, so there were 2 lava rivers. They cut diagonally across the board. They suffer burning. The image below shows the specific movement that triggers lava crossing. So that, of course, is the fire biome. That's not good. The Frozen Wastes. Freezing winds sap hunters' precision and focus, weakening their concentration. During the rounds 1, 3, 5, all players' mastery cards are considered blank. For round 8 onward, all mastery cards remain blank permanently for the rest of the fight. Holy cow. Note, a blank mastery card is treated as no focus ability when unfocused, and no mastery ability text when focused. This means it cannot be focused during rounds in which it is blank. Yeah, that's not good. Again, I don't think any of these have any positive. I think I remember in BGG, I was in a thread as well, and that was mentioned. It's like, I get that you're adding this new cool stuff, but it seems like a lot of time they're focusing on the hardcore lifestyle elite players and not just the everyday player who might want to play on a cool ice board. So for me, I'll play on the cool ice board and just completely ignore these other rules because it makes it more thematic for me. So on our fireboard, we have Varaxin, we have Karja, and we have Tarasca. And then for the frozen ice board, we have Sirkaj and Mamuraka. All right, and so our last biome here we got is the Crystal Caves and Flooded Wilds. So we get a fancy schmancy bag with this one too. So of course, different tokens are going to be in there. Our book, our gel pack, I'll throw that one back there, and our maps. This one's pretty. I like this one. So this one, I'm going to go with the Flooded Wilds. There's water. And this one kind of looks like a crystal cave. So that's what I'm going to go with. And this doesn't look good. From 7, 8, 9, and 10, it's breaking apart. So we will go down low. So same thing. Special rules for create your own scenario. Biome rules. Luminous crystals fall from above in the ceiling and the cavern trembles. This biome uses a bag of 16 colored crystal tokens matching the colors of the action cards: red, yellow, blue, and green. During setup, shuffle all tokens inside the bag, then draw 1 token per player and place in the sector at the bottom of the board indicated on the back of the token. So kind of like that other one. It's going to tell us where to put it. Throughout the game, at the start of the round, draw one token from the bag and place an indicated sector of the board. The tokens act as resources that players can use during the fight, as explained below. When a player pays the stamina cost to play a card, they can remove a crystal token of that same color in the sector to reduce the stamina cost by 1. Hey, there's a benefit. At the end of round 6, however, the cavern collapses and the game ends. Rounds 7, 8, 9, and 10 are marked as broken apart on the round track to indicate collapse. So, yay bonus, you only got 6 rounds now instead. On the other side, it does say crystal tokens, the front and the back display. So the same thing I was saying before on the other biome. Flooded wilds. The tide rises like a beating heart, flooding the battleground and making every action more difficult for hunters. This biome introduces a new water terrain type, the deep water. This expansion includes new tokens featuring standard water on the front side and deep water on the back. Note, if you use this biome in the campaign scenario, replace the standard water tokens with the new tokens, use them with the front side face up in the following rules. During rounds 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10, that's a lot of rounds, the tide rises, and with it, the water level. At the start of these rounds, flip all water to their deep water side. Flip them back on the water at the end of the round. While a player is in a sector with deep water terrain, their sequence is limited to 3 as regular water terrain. And when refilling their hand, they must consider the hand size limit reduced by 1, drawing 1 less hand than usual. So that's not, I guess, not too terribly bad. It's just you have a hand size limitation now. All right. And then for the crystal, we got Phylexir, Morkras, and then for the water, we have Korowan and Auroxen. And that's the end of that one. All right, so I guess we will get into, let's get into the Nightmare expansion next. This, again, I got, so I'd have everything, but I doubt I will ever play with the Nightmare expansion. I just know I won't. Expansion overview. Introduce Nightmare variant for 13 monsters from the core game and existing expansions. For each of these monsters, Nightmare variant comes with 15 unique cards, and the Awakened has 9. It is designed for experienced hunters looking to put their skills to the test. Note, the base game is required to play. So there are all of our cards, or at least pictures of them. Nightmare variant rules, so it shows each of the ones that this has. So it's the additional Nightmare cards. Whenever you play a scenario associated with one of these cards in either campaign or expedition, you can choose to use the Nightmare variant for that specific monster. If you do, you basically remove the regular stance cards and you put these ones in instead. Yeah. And then there are aggression icons, basically what level, how difficult you want to make it, level 1, level 2, or level 3. So then they show a variant setup, Awakened Nightmare setup, and then in your Hunter's Trial Nightmare, the points are now adjusted basically because of, you're going to have higher scores if you play the Nightmare, it says. So that is that. So, wink. So I don't know, let's see here. These were 2 packs. I left the packs as is. So I'm guessing these don't need to be in the other particular thing. All right, let's move you over there. You'll get recycled. Yeah. So let's start. Hang on. I guess I should look at the bottom. Is this Viraxen? This is Tarrasque, Torment. Yeah, Viraxen. Okay. So this is the. Guess that's the start. Oh no, I guess they didn't put them in any particular order because these are those, and then you get into these. So, yeah. So let's hear. Each player in the front sector suffers burning unless they discard a blue action card from their hand. For action turns a player to the highest number of. Wait, what that is? Is it threat in their hand? The horn guy discards from the hand. For action gains 1 struggle. So yeah, it's just harder stuff. Viraxen Reborn, Viraxen gains 1 struggle. Zealeth. Place an electric counter on Surge. Again, I don't know how bad these are. Somebody else would have to have to know. Let's see here. Who else we got? We got Zakath. Each player with a red on top of their discard pile becomes threatened. If they're already threatened, they suffer damage. That's usually not good. The aggro player suffers damage unless they recycle a I think that's what, a combat card from their hand. Aggro players suffer damage unless they recycle a red card from their hand. Yeah. Seems bad. I mean, I'm just going to say it just seems bad. All right, so these are the rest of those. All right, so I'll have to sort all of those out. And then these are your attack and your stance cards. Stance 1, 70 goes to stance 2. Are they the same? Oh, no. Okay, so that's 6. And then stance 1, 14. It says stance 1, 2. What's the difference? What's the difference? At the start of round 1, trigger all behavior cards in play. Firaxis gains 1 struggle for each card. At the start of round 1, trigger all behavior cards. Trying to figure out... Again, I'm not sure the rules. I've watched a couple playthroughs, but it's been a while since I've done anything with the rules. So there's 3 stances there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's level 1. Okay, here it is. Level 1. Level 2, level 3, and there is no level 4. And then, yeah, so you have each one. Ooh, that does not look good. I don't think red in an entire circle is ever a good thing. And you got Coralon. So if you're somebody who likes Nightmare, well, have fun. Because I don't think that is for me. Oxu... Paxis, yeah, so much of it. The entire circle is red. I'd have to look at the regular cards to see if that's very common in normal mode. Tormat, Raxin, Zikalith, and Zikath. So, I don't know. I don't know why I showed them and did anything. I really couldn't talk much about them. Okay, so I'll put these off to the side because we're going to have to put them in the storage box later. So, rulebook there with the rest of the rulebooks. All right, so now the Heart of the Wild. I'm going to preface with this. They did this box too big. I get why they did it. They made it the same size as all the rest of the boxes, but this box is severely oversized for what it is. Love the art, again. Great job. Their boxes look nice, even though it's just mostly a plain white box. I do, again, like I don't know if I mentioned this here the first time I started recording this and my entire computer crashed. But yeah, they have this flavor text on the side, which I think is cool. The dragon's breath is a relentless rhythm. Drives the hunt and makes us brutal, swift, and hungry. Both sides say the same thing. All right, so we will go over what these guys do. But we have Drusk here. Your hands know the pulsing rhythm of the heart of the wild. As long as the war drums thunders, the blood of the hunters burns with fury. Will your chant rise louder than the voice of the dragon? And here is his player board. And his art there. I was kind of covering it up. Yeah. So he's got the drum track there. Zarya, swift in movement, lethal in execution. The spears are trained to watch, to wait, and to act. No desperate charge, no brute force. A single piercing strike is enough to drive a monster's heart into its fate. And then there is her wonderful piercing track. Then we do get a new set of forge cards. So what they did is, I looked at the old ones. They used to have it, I think, on both sides. And this art was like up here, really small. So now it's the whole thing. So you're basically just going to toss your old cards and replace them with those. We have some tokens. Not sure what the tokens are for. Oh, it's okay. It's each of the characters' tokens. Okay, so we have one token for each. Let's not lose these, Will. Let's put them right there. I'm probably gonna lose them. So I can't do the full zoom on the mini, unfortunately, because like I said, I didn't do the macro camera because of how big some of the other stuff was. But yeah, he's got good detail, beautiful detail on him. It's very pointy. That kind of hurts. So that's how he damages the monster, because if these things are pointing for me, they're pointing for the monster. But really nice looking mini. So I like him. And there she is. So same thing, really good looking mini, lots of detail. I'm half blind and I'm seeing the detail, so you know, that's a good thing. It is multi-part too. It is more of a hard plastic. It's not the soft plastic I'm used to with a lot of games. I don't know how that, what that means for like durability. But yeah, I didn't even notice this on top of his drum. He's got like a snake symbol on top. All right, then we have our new weapons. I'm not going to go through all the weapons because there are a lot of new weapons. Here's her base weapon. All sixes. When you move, deal 1 damage, max once per round. It's 2, and then this bottom number is her piercing from the unboxing video I watched. So I watched an unboxing video before I did my unboxing video. Here's her molten shard. So this is her fire one. 5. So let's see what we get. We go from 6-5, 6-6, 6-5, 6-6. Increase the damage the attack deals by 1 for each other red in your sequence. Then it goes from 2-9 to 4-12. And then it has a level 2 and a level 3. And then their bone piercer. So let's find another purple. I like purple. Here we go. Level 1 Star Lance. So you go 6-5, 6-5, 6-5. So everything goes to 5. But at the start, you may reveal 3 or more cards of the same color from your hand. If you do, increase the pierce level by 1, and it's a 4-12. And then where is our drums? Drums. Beautiful art. Love the art. I mean, the graphics and the art, every single piece is unique art. Well, within reason, right? Within the same... Actually, hang on. Does the molten shard... Ooh, it does get better looking. So it is. Your level 2 is much better looking. And then your level 3 is like, pyow! Where's my drum? There's our drums. All right, so we're going to need these as well. I'll put them here. So the war drum, all sixes again. You get to draw 1 on that icon, which is his icon. And then for red, blue, increase the damage of the attack deals by 1, max 1 per turn. But he only does 1 damage because he's a support class. His lava drums, on the other hand, when you empty your deck, the lava drum gets +1 damage, max 2 per turn. Then suffer burning of the lava drums, damage is 4. And then same thing on his icon. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck, add the card with resonance to your hand. Damage doesn't go up too much, it's only 2. 6, 5, 4, 5, so those go down. And let's find a random card. Here we go, Stormcaller. When your rhythm level increases, deal 2 damage. So just keep increasing your rhythm level. And let's look at a fancy one. Let's look at Poison. Why not? Choose another player to add the top card of their discard pile to their hand. That's nice. And it goes up to 3 damage. And then your player aids. 2 player aids. All right, so we will put the weapons a key. And we'll put the player aids a key, because I don't know where I've got them in the box. And then we have our player cards. And this is what I said by the box being too big. I get these cards, right? They have them in here, and they have them with the divider. So if you want to keep the cards in here standing up, but when you buy a storage box, you don't do that. But neither here nor there. But yeah, most of this box, if you look at the insert, this is all empty. Like there's nothing here, and nothing here, and nothing here where the minis were, and nothing here. Like this box was way too big. Again, luckily I recycled. But, yeah, that would be wasteful. Or, well, technically it is wasteful. I'll look at that there. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. All right, so our dividers for our 2 characters. And then our cards for them. So this is her cards. Where is her last card? There we go. So here are her cards. Same thing. We'll just skim through and see a couple of them. So Guardian, when you guard a player, deal your base weapon damage or draw 1. Raging Spear, your sequence limited by 1. When you reclaim a card, deal damage ignoring the monster's shield. Tornado, when you move, draw 1, then discard a card from your hand. You may turn the monster to your sector. If you do, discard a behavior card in play and replenish its behavior slot with the top card of the behavior deck. Let's get past these. Let's get some regular cards. Guided Charge, Reclaim, on a yellow. You may immediately move without paying any stamina cost and choose another player in your sector to deal damage. Sentinel's Lunge, Reclaim green on a green. I don't know what the down arrow means. Increase the damage the attack deals by each. I think that's her piercing. For each card in the guard pile, maximum +5. Yellow card, Striking Weakness. If you paid with a... Again, haven't played yet. Forget the rules by now, as long as it's been since I got this. You inflict vulnerable. And then green, escape, assist. You may immediately move without paying any stamina cost. And then we get some more back here in the back. So those are hers. Now I do have the sleeves, but I'm not going to use their sleeves because I wasn't going to pay the absorbent amount for the second set of sleeves. I got a set of sleeves with this because when the way they did the discount with the all-in bundle, it was cheaper than not getting the sleeves and not getting both card boxes or something. Maybe not the card boxes because I was getting the card boxes. Thundering Drum. You may taunt the monster by discarding a card with a resonance from your hand. Start. If you have a card with resonance in your hand, search your discard pile for another card with resonance to add to it. Chant of Pain. Increase your hand size by 1. When you suffer damage, place a counter on this card. To start, heal. It's got a drum symbol. And remove all counters from this card. The monster suffers 2. Again, it's got his drum symbol. I'm guessing for each counter to move this way, I guess it does, I guess, damage from his drum weapon. Rhythmic Action. Recycle 1. Scented Blow, assist. Increase the damage attack deals by 2 of his drum. Sundering Impact. Remove 1 struggle. Defensive Pulse. If you avoid attrition damage this turn, choose another player to gain a defense token. Crescendo, assist. So all of his stuff is assist. He would do very bad on that nightmare map. Increase your rhythm level by 1. Blood Chant. Oh, okay. These are for the other. Hang on. He doesn't have pictures of. He's confusing me because he doesn't have pictures of a drum in all of his pictures. That one he does. He got it on his back. Okay, so he's got weapons too. So the guy can do weapons. And then you have more wound cards. Because every deck gets, you got paralyzing spore wounds, venom wounds, so that way each deck can have their own set of wound cards. Alright. Put that there. Alright, so the rulebook, Heart of the Wild expansion. So, expansion overview. So again, it goes over what it is. Important. You need to use the new forges. Contents. New rules. Pierce, Zarya. Zarya can unleash devastating pierce attacks, which must be prepared by building up her pierce level over the course of the fight. The pierce track values 0 through 4 on her board. Keep track of your current pierce level. During the setup of the game, place the pierce marker on the her weapon symbol track, which is basically 0. Then during the game, increase your pierce level as follows. When you play blue-blue 2 consecutive maneuvers, increase your pierce level by 1 to a maximum of 4. Move the marker accordingly on the pierce track to reflect your current level. When playing Zarya, you have the following pierce ability. When you play a red attack card, if your pierce is 4, you may choose to deal piercing damage instead of your base weapon damage. If you do, reset your pierce to 0 after the attack. When using your pierce damage, apply any damage bonus as normal. The piercing damage will simply replace your base weapon damage for the attack. And then Drusk beats War Rhythm with his drum that boosts the damage of his allies' attacks and becomes a powerful source of card draw for himself. So I guess here's the thing. When you play solo, can you play true solo? I'm thinking with some of the support characters, you wouldn't be able to. When playing Drusk, the rhythm track 0 to 3 on your hunter board tracks the rhythm level. During the setup of the game, place it on his drum space of the corresponding track, which is 0, and the rhythm, and it levels up as follows. When you discard a card from your hand matching the color of the topmost card of your discard pile, increase your rhythm level by 1 to a maximum of 3. If your rhythm level is already 3, draw 1 card instead. Drusk can expend this ability to empower his allies. When another player plays an attack card in their sequence, you may grant inspiration bonus based on your current level. If you do, reset to 0. So if it's at 2, then you increase by 2. If your rhythm is 3, increase the damage attacks deal by 6 times your weapon's level. So it's 6 drums, 6 times the weapon level. Rhythm is 0 or 1, no inspiration is granted. Resonate. When you play a card with Resonate trait in your sequence, resolve the effects of the text ability twice if the previous card in your sequence also has the Resonance trait. Special restrictions: you may include a maximum of 8 cards with the Resonance in your deck. And then there are some new keywords. There's triggering icon. Yeah, so his ability, triggering icon. It indicates the ability triggers when the rhythm level is 3. And then they do have your deck lists. So your starting deck list, your level 1 if you're playing level 1, level 2, level 3. And then same thing with her deck list, which I need because I'm not going to deck build. I don't deck build. Even with Marvel Champions, I don't deck build because yeah, I'm not gonna theory craft and min max that much. So we'll get to my storage solution. Let's go ahead and into the card organizers. We'll go ahead and put the new cards in. I'll show you guys how the organizer works. That just barely fits in there, so it's good I didn't put on my macro camera, I guess. So this is the Hunter's box. So as you can see, there's a little bit of room because I don't have anything sleeved yet. So again, these were the old cards. So all of these, actually not all of those go away. Let's see here, what goes away? So, was there a herbalist? Crystal, coral, thunder, metal. I don't think the herbalist goes away. Metal, feather, ice, venom, and then stage 2. So, herbalist stays. Fire, horn, crystal, forge level 2. Yeah, so all of these forges go away. Put you back there. So, there's our herbalist, and there's all those. So I found these will sit pretty nicely in here. Again, because the way I've got my storage, I do have some foam blocks in here right now to storage. So of course, if you don't have your card sleeved yet, you're pretty much going to have to do the same thing. Right now I have the minis in a bag. Yes, I am going to paint them. No, I'm not concerned about the fact that they're in a bag. So enjoy your friends get in the bag. I might not even have them in the bag. I might just put them in as well. And then we have our crafting cards. So your round structure, your player aids. Now I wish they would have sent some more dividers because that is the only downside is there's no additional divider cards for like splitting up your weapons by their type, right? So we have all of these, which were the original weapons. We'll put our player aids back in the front, and we will take our new weapons and put them in the back. So that really filled that one up, so I might be able to get away with a smaller wedge of foam there. And then these guys, like I said, I just have them. Actually, I might not even need the foam now. The minis might just hold the cards enough. Yeah, that might work fine. And I need foam. Alright, and then this is all of your items. So I'm not going to sleeve the items. These don't get shuffled, so I don't care. Same with the potions, rewards. So these ones will definitely need to keep their foam blocks. But there's plenty of room if they release more content. Plenty of room there. And then over here on this side is the other player cards. So these are the randomizer cards. There's only 4. I don't know why there's only 4 randomizer cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm not sure why there's only 6 randomizer cards. And then there's this do not open card, which I've opened. So that's that. And then the stop that. That's the only thing I don't like about deck boxes like this that are really just a big long thing is there's nothing to stop things from sliding, especially in this one. It's very slick plastic. Like if this would have been like roughed up a little bit or had slight little grooves, would have been much better because this keeps sliding on me. All right, so we do need to put in our new characters. So we do need to split our wounds and stuff between the two. So 1, 2, 3, bleeding, 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 paralyzed, 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 paralyzed. Geez, a lot of these Holy cow, that's a lot of venom. There we go. Holy cow. Alright. So, Drusk starts with D. Do I have him in alphabetical order? Yes, I do. Alright. So, Drusk will go E. And then Zarya is Z, so I guess she's going to go at the very back. So I might be able to get rid of this one other. Now, once these are sleeved, they're going to definitely fill this whole thing up. I do not know. I think there's extra room in the monster one, or maybe the monster one is more full. I've heard people have had to put a monster or two in here, so I'm guessing fully sleeved this isn't going to completely fill this up. But we will go ahead and put my blocks to make that work fine. All right. So again, this is the heroes box. So technically, I guess I could put this book in here, which reminds me. I'm gonna have to pull that box up in a minute. So I guess we'll just put the Mount Havoc one in there while we're at it. Definitely can't put the core heroes in there because that's the regular rulebook. But I'm going to need room in that box, so that helps me out a little bit. Whoops. So I did try this. I was like, can I put the player mats in? And if you don't mind a little bit of lid lift, then you can. But they're too big to fit inside of this slot. And I think this goes to the bottom. So how I mentioned in the other box, it was a lot of extra space. There technically is as well. So if you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, the dividers, right? This is the divider here. Even though I've pushed this all the way up, I can fit my finger here. So there's at least that much, right, space to the top. So really you could, right, theoretically trim down the top and the edges, but that's going to lose all stability in this thing. Again, I would have preferred them to make it the exact size instead of the extra space that they've done. But yeah, if you don't mind lid lift, I think you'd be able to get them in there. I think even with this, I'm going to get myself some lid lift now. I guess we'll find out. So, put this here. The side of the box says, have you ever wondered, Hunter, where your strength to fight the monster comes from? So this is Card Organizer 1. No lid lift on that one. All right, so let's move you. I don't need you anymore. Put you on the floor. All right, and then we have the monsters. So this is the Card Organizer number 2, the monster box. The monster box of monsters. So this one has lots of extra room. So yeah, so now with this one, what you basically, I just have all the monsters here. All the tokens are just loose in here. I don't know where the rest of these are. Probably should hunt those down and maybe do a better job with the tokens. I don't know yet. Just toss them in there for now. More tokens are in these bags, of course. So, don't know how I'm going to handle these yet. I guess I could hold them up inside of these wells. Let's see here. Yep. Put that one in there. And same thing. Put down on the bottom. And we'll put you in there. Alright. That takes care of my extra tokens to a small degree. So, here's going to be the fun part. So, the Awakened. So these are his new cards. So, let's... Definitely going to probably have to make more room. So let's go ahead and put the Awaken over here first. And put these in the back. I think that's how I did it before. Let's see here. Those are his small cards. So I put the small cards in here too. There is a well over here for small cards. But I put all the small cards with the monsters. They are specific cards, and this is just the the story and scenario and turn order action card. Then I had to cut a small block to make it stuffed in there. So how do I know which cards are which? Thought it said it had a symbol on them, but I'm not seeing a symbol. Because that's going to be a problem. If I put these in here, and then I don't know that these are the nightmare cards. How do I know these are the nightmare cards? How do I know those are nightmare cards? So let me find his regular cards. All right. So, Rise of Store the Awakened. Like, there's literally nothing different in these cards. How do you make sure you don't accidentally mix your nightmare cards in with your regular cards? If anybody knows that answer, I would greatly appreciate it. So I am not going to put these in there right now. Although I do know I have the other nightmare cards. So now I'm kind of a little confused what I did with the previous nightmare cards. So that is a future will figuring out type of scenario. So we are just going to take all the Nightmare 2 cards and we're just going to put them right there for now. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to put them in the box and I'll figure that out later. Put the Nightmare rulebook inside that cavity. Nice. Good. Where is my other Nightmare rulebook? I don't think I'm going to be able to accomplish this because the other Nightmare had a... I think it had a book too. It had like a campaign book, I think. Nightmare Expansion. Oh no. Yeah, Nightmare Expansion. Then Nightmare Unleashed. Quest scenarios. Yeah, so the Nightmare, the old Nightmare actually had quests going with it. So yeah, I don't want to split that up. No way I can fit 2 books in here. Alright, so we will take you and take all of you guys, because you guys are going to have to go with these. And we will go ahead and put this back on for now. Now, let me get my box, and I'll show you guys what I did for my actual storage. Okay, so we will zoom back out on this one. There we go. So this is my actual storage. So I've got everything in this one box. The foam here is because I used to have another box. If you got to BGG, you can see it. It's now got stuff on top of it. I'm not going to pull it out. I used to have another box, 2 boxes that were custom fit to fit all of my cards. And they all fit in here. I had everything in the game in here. These minis are not probably in a way that most people would like to store them. Does not bother me one bit. I'm going to paint them. I'm going to put a nice varnish on top of them. Paint gets chipped. So what? This is the new layout that I did. So the acting board, this board is over here on the left because there's no play mat for that. These are the player boards, your campaign logs, and so forth are on this side. This box in the middle here is so I cut up a box to make it a small, thin one, again, because it was based on my original design to get the boxes I had in here. Again, you got BGG and see that. But in here are all of the, basically just all of the terrain miniatures and terrain tokens. So that's what's in here. I could, if push comes to shove one day, take this out. Most of my terrain is in a cabinet back there. So that is that. We will take you guys out because we will need to add your friends here. And then this right here is where the rule books can fit. And then in each one of these is the different monsters, right? So again, that turn away now if you're squeamish. But yeah, so all the minis are inside of here. I need to take a better picture, and I need to write on the boxes who is inside. That's why this one has a riser, because it has the Awakening in it, and he's kind of big. And then this one, same thing, has a couple more. And they move around a bit. I don't care. I mean, worst case scenario, I mean, I could always just get some, not foam core, but like, you know, the bendy kind of foam stuff you can buy for like, maybe for like insulation, and just kind of wrap them around them. And then that's the last set of them. So all of them fit in this, no problem. A lot of people have said, oh, you know, they wish there was a way to put all of the monsters in one box and not have to worry about keeping all the 50,000 boxes. This is my solution. Don't know if it works for everybody. It is going to work for me. So the reason I have these foam blocks in here is for this reason here. So we're going to put these here back in, put all my foam blocks back in. We are going to take the rule books. Now, I don't know if I'm going to, even with taking out those, I took the one rule book out. That's probably not going to be enough. But I'm going to alternate the biome rule books. If I alternate them, that kind of helps shrink them down. And then, should I alternate the other ones? I'm thinking I need to. So, big rule books in first. Unfortunately, they won't go this way. I tried, they're too tall. So, put that there. We will alternate those two. Alternate those two. Alternate those two, and alternate those two. So, let's see if this still all fits. No, it does not. That's what I figured was going to happen. All right, so we're going to take the biome ones out. Yep, take the biome ones out. Put you guys back where you were. Yeah, it was a real close fit originally, even with me just taking that one that I just took out for the expansion for the characters. But the playmats will fit perfectly right there. So we got our playmats here, and that's the reason I did this. So I originally I had these, the boxes were in there, we used to be stacked this way, and I finagled and finally got it this way, and I was like, hey, the playmats fit perfectly. One top, because I don't want to roll these. So I have a love-hate relationship with playmats, because I don't like them rolling, because then they curl, and it's just impossible to get that curl out of the playmat. So get those there, and there's a lot of air. Oh, it's still air in there. Holy cow. All right, so that is everything in one box. What does unfortunately disappoint me, upset me, is this right here. I would have preferred they made them somehow the same size. Like, this is, you know, unfortunate. You have a box that in no way, shape, or form is the same size as this. And I don't know how many people kept this big box, plus this box, plus the 50,000 expansion boxes, and they're all different sizes. Like, I don't know why publishers do that, why they have to make things different sizes. Make them all the same size. Make them all the same size so they can stack nice and neat. So I don't know where I'm going to stack all this. I prefer not to have two more boxes, but this is where we are. Now, the one thing I didn't try, maybe, I highly doubt it. I don't know if I wanted to be doing this right now. No, it's still taller by my hand, so it's still taller that way. All right. But there we go, guys. That is Primal, all the stuff, all the new stuff. That is my storage solution. Maybe it'll give you some ideas for your own storage solution. Again, I haven't started playing this. If you guys want to see me bring it to the channel, let me know down in the comments. Should I start the full campaign? Start at level 1, pick 1, 2, 3. How many characters should I run at one time to make that campaign feasible? Let me know that. If you think I should just do some one-shots, well, let me know that in the comments as well. If you want to see any of that gameplay once I start playing it, or my painting videos, so I do painting live streams on the weekends, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, that way you know when I go live. Until next time, guys. Peace.